Hey there, Mission Control. Well, I continue to wait for the TIG welder to show up like we spoke about in the last video, and that means I gotta have some time to get some stuff done around here. I got the grow walls, Mark IIs, they're printing out there, the very first ones, so that just takes time, so we gotta wait for those to get done. And there's no point in really welding a whole bunch of other stuff right now at the expense of other things that need to get done, because we've got the TIG welder coming. And we bought that because it's going to be better than what we're currently doing. So rather than wasting time and energy, I've decided that I'm going to continue to go ahead and get some projects done that I've been needing to get done around here. One of those is what I'm sitting on right now. It's a nice hard cardboard box. Got a bunch of pipe in it, and we're going to be putting in our simple pump, which is all in this thing. So we're going to get it all taken out and get it installed. And see how hard it is to put it together by yourself, and we'll see how easy it is to use. And we're going to really kind of look at the parts that they sent and everything. Now I bought this, just so you know, I did buy it. But I wanted to do a video for them. I did the research on different pumps that are out there, and there's a Bison pump, and this pump kind of what it comes down to. I think there's one more, but those two are the top ones. I think the simple pump has easier use, at least it's proclaimed to be, and higher quality components, which will last longer as well. So we're going to check that all out today. First, we got to get motivated. The weather is really, really beautiful out. It makes me just want to be floating in the pool with a nice cocktail. But alas, we got to get work done. Take a newly sharpened knife here. See how sharp it is. And we're in. I think I should be able to nicely lay this out. What was that? You get whacked? I think I just whacked Bandit. Oh, you shouldn't stand there, Bandit. Dad's working here. I'm working here. All right, I got some instructions, some stuff, and more stuff. There's the wellhead. Okay. Now, if you want to go check out their YouTube channel, they got a bunch of videos and everything, and on their website that goes through unboxing and laying everything out. I'm not going to cover all that because, you know, you can get that anywhere. But I will say the reason why I got this, we spoke about it in a video a long time ago. Well, earlier this year, I guess, quite a few videos ago. But basically, I think that the way the world is going, it's going to be more and more difficult for basic things to happen. And what I mean by that is we get, and this is the example I used before, and it's what made me do this, we get really big windstorms. In fact, this spring and early summer, we've had really big windstorms, 70-mile-per-hour winds. They kind of make you step back, and we've got a lot of trees around here. And when you live out in the middle of nowhere and you have trees and you have heavy wind, it's just a recipe for power outages. Now, the longest that we've been without power up here is 8 days. And of course, I have a generator. I actually have 3 generators, so we can do pretty good. But generators take a lot of gas, a lot of fuel. And let's say it's winter time, like it was before. We also get a lot of snow, and sometimes you just can't get out, which means you have to be prepared, which we are. We have quite a bit of gas on hand. But if you're really stuck in for a while, then eventually you're just going to run out of gas. And honestly, you want to save gas as much as you can before it gets old. Of course, you got to rotate. But what you want to do is be able to have a way for the essentials to not really depend on fuel. Firewood is a great example of not depending on a fuel delivery. Even though we had our firewood delivered and cut, there's a bunch of trees around here, and if I needed to, I could go cut them down. I also have a cross-cut saw, so I don't necessarily have to use a chainsaw, and I have axes. So, you know, there's things that I always like to have those bare essentials just in case. For this particular item, the simple pump, I really felt it was important to not have to depend on petroleum or electricity or anything to be able to get water, because that is the one thing that we're most vulnerable on up here. Is we are dry land farming. It's very dry. You can see it's all getting brown now, and I wanted to have a way to get to our well water, which is great water, even if the power's out, even if we run out of fuel, because no water, no life, right? So those are the basic ideas. And when it comes to power outage and people, and the reason why I think it's getting worse is because it's not because I think tomorrow society is going to collapse. I don't think that. I think what's going to happen is it's going to become more and more difficult for people to do the bare essential things like come and repair a power line. And the reason why is people will get sick, they'll get put in quarantine, they can't go anywhere, there's restrictions, or, you know, and what's going to happen is problems are going to start piling up. And the line workers and everybody, God bless them, you know, they're out there keeping us going. They can only do so much, you know, before they start wearing down, they get stressed, they get sick, and now you have less line workers to do the work. So I think it's important to start considering these ideas of where you're gonna be without for a little longer than what you're used to. So, you know, why sit there and stress about it? Why not have something like a simple pump, put it in, it's peace of mind, probably never gonna use it except for when people come over and you wanna show them your simple pump, you know, check this out, dude. But I really am excited about this. It's one of the things on my rings that I showed you guys about how I prioritize. You can check out some of the live streams I did where we did that, but I'm excited about this. So we got our bill of materials here. We got the simple pump. Another cool thing about the simple pump is that it connects right into your existing water line, and then you can pump directly into your existing water line and pressurize your pressure tank, which means all of your existing facilities that use water will have water, and all you got to do is come out from time to time and pump it. It's worth saying they also have a bunch of things you could install a solar powered pump essentially that goes right on this. So instead of the handheld pump, you'd have a solar powered version, solar cells, it's electric and all that kind of stuff. So then you don't even have to come out here. You could be off grid, which would be great for people who are, you know, raising cattle and stuff out in dry land like this, but you have a well. You could then set it on a wellhead and pump and fill your livestock troughs and really never have to be there except for to check on it from time to time for maintenance and such. So let's see here. We've got 25 pages of well-written, it looks like, instructions. Lots of pictures. Very nice. So I'll read this and we'll get started. First thing we got to do here, make sure there's no snakes around me. A little warm. There's some rocks here. Snakes show up. All right, but for real, we got to take the pump. The existing pump head has to come off. So off with its head. Off with the head. I didn't want to use the impact gun because you just have opportunity for things to break, and I don't want to do that when we're dealing with our pump and our well, our only source of water. I'm going to be a little more careful. So I've read the instructions all the way. I'll be honest, it's a little overwhelming when you first get it, but that's basically how all my projects go. So what you do when you're feeling overwhelmed, you just take a deep breath, pray, and take it one step at a time. Just be patient. You don't need to rush. Rushing is what gets you in trouble when you're facing a large obstacle. Oh, that one's on there tight. The most difficult thing I have to do with replacing the pump head, or that you would have to do, is the wiring that is going into the pump head. You can see that right here. We got our power going down. It goes through the top of the well casing here. So that's the most complicated piece that we have to do, but if you're not comfortable with electricity, you shouldn't do it yourself. You should go talk to someone who is, talk to an electrician. Certainly that's what the manufacturer is recommending as well. I've done it enough now where I'm pretty comfortable, pretty confident in my ability to handle it. So I'm going to take it on because it's just disconnecting a few wires and then reconnecting them again. Nothing bad, nothing technical. Make sure the power's off and get the work done. Make sure it doesn't fall down the well. Seems to be the big one. That is the big concern here. People have done well work and the number one thing, the thing that's really hard to fix, if it can be fixed at all, is losing parts down your well. Once they go down, it's not really an easy way to go get them. There's not really a way to go get them at all without getting really serious. So the instructions have all those warnings and cautions in there. And our first one that we're facing will be coming up here short. One well cap. All right, and then we got to pull this wire out. This is our bundle here. They must have done it in the J box. Yeah, I don't think I want to. So mine, the instructions said the junction for this wire might be in here. Mine's not, and that makes a lot of sense because if you put a open connection directly on that seems like that would be a bad idea. So what I have on the side here is a J box, and I'm willing to bet that we have a junction wire right in there. And I think what I'm going to do at this point is follow the instructions. I'm going to go get a little piece of baling twine, and I'm going to secure this wire so that when we do disconnect it, there's no chance that I could lose it down there. That would be very bad. So let's go get that. Well, I'm following the instructions here. And so far, it's been a few hours actually. And the problem, why it's been so long, isn't the instructions. It wasn't setting the new well cap on here, which is what we have. It was getting the darn old PVC threaded pipe off. I ended up having to cut it where the electrical went through and put a new one in. That thing was on there, and I was trying really hard not to have it break, but there's just no way. So I finally had to go. Ended up actually fabricating one. Now what we're doing is just securing this new well cap down. You got me just in time. It says make sure it's on there. Even I put some weight on it here and it's on there. So what we're going to do now is start locking it up, clamping her down. Oh, where's my little clamp? There's a little key over here that stops it from going any further now that it's there. Wait, we probably want it to be up. So this thing, to make sure it's all level, you push it down to where the top of the wellhead touches the top of the cap, and then you secure it in place, which is, I'm going through the process right now of tightening it down, and as you tighten it, it's probably lifting up the bottom gasket there. So before I tighten that all down, I want it to all be good here. This is like an upgrade to our well cap. That one was old, built in 99, put in 99, so I got a brand new well cap here. That's pretty nice. There we go, tight. I'm not going uber tight, just a little tight, just a little tight. All right, and now a little Allen wrench. Come on. There we go, a little angle here. All right, that one does need to be tight because you don't want it going anywhere. Here we go. The only thing I got to do is put the cover back on the electrical and go turn it back on and make sure I don't blow myself up. Which is not going to happen because you just got to follow the colors. All right, this is our first piece to install here after the well cap. You see that one challenge we're going to have is just getting past all the wires, so that's going to be the fun part there. Slowly, that's how we'll do it. Slowly. Alright, get that on there like that. Get my Allen wrench. There we go. That's our safety. Of course, there's a bee that shows up. Come on, get out of there, buddy. Invite only location, and you ain't invited. You definitely hold stuff a lot tighter when you're working around a wellhead that's open. Set that on there, and this is our lock so that you don't drop something down in there. Off, and I have to hold this like my life depended on it. I need to hear too. Take my earbuds out. Try to stay to the side. before that bee gets me. Put that there. Right. And then that's going to hold it just like that, so I can start working on the next piece. A little dab of Loctite. Ah, I think it's got some boing to it. I get one on, the other one slides. I'm having bad luck with these vice grips today. They are just sliding like mad. Might be time to get a new one. These are Craftsman. Usually good, but man, oh man. I want to go that way. And I can do 3 wraps of Teflon is what it says. There's 1, 2, 3. Measure it at 5/8. And then we bend this guy over. Like so. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more of these sections to do. So we're going to remove this by lifting up and then put it back on. There we go. All right, let's get the rest of them in. I'll check up with you when I'm done. Now this is the last pipe to put in. This is the top pipe. And it is clearly marked and labeled very, very well. I can always appreciate good labeling. I went working for a company, my last company, and we had to go through a labeling exercise for making sure we're compliant to DoD MIL standards, military standards, MIL standards for short. And I learned more about packaging than I ever thought I would, so now I appreciate it. Believe it or not, it takes a lot. It takes a whole lot to think through packaging of stuff. Oh man, I forgot to. Of course, the last one, I get to talking to you guys, and you let me forget. 5/8. Oh, done it enough now where we know where it goes. And release. And safety in place. I heard it go kerploosh a while ago, so we're in the water. There we go. Top drop, baby. Alright, so I just removed the safety clamp and I am clamping the pump head into position. I think we're going to have to adjust it a little bit once we get it here, get the handle put on to decide where we really like it at. That O-ring that they had in there is really nice. I mean, stainless steel parts, really nice O-rings, aluminum, other stuff here for the guides. Everything looks really, really well done. I mean, just, you know, when I've been doing the fabrication stuff, you start to really appreciate it when you're working with nice materials, and this definitely has some nice materials in it. Okay, what does it say next? That's a nice little thing coming up out of the ground. I was trying to get it with that. I'm not sure if that's how I want it. Like I said, we need to play with that. Now, you're supposed to use some anti-seize on this because we're going from aluminum to stainless, and they clearly call that out, and I clearly don't have any. Otherwise, I would have put it on there. The reason you do that is because 2 different materials would tend to corrode. Oh, this part's a little tricky here. Oh wait, it's left threaded. That's why. I did read that. Reading the instructions does have its benefits. You can take this handle off when you're all done. So that, what did I do? Did I put that on wrong? I surely did put that on wrong. Okay. That damn near looks like it's supposed to, by golly. Everything's got nice Allen wrench screw heads. That's nice. I don't like Phillips any. Phillips and flatheads are really kind of problematic. They just can't handle the torque. All right, there's that. Pumping water. Okay, well, we got some parts here. Check valve, pressure gauge, goodness, gracious, great balls of fire. 1, 2, 3. I'm using one finger. 4, 5, 6. The first one's supposed to take more because you're basically priming the line. 7. 100 feet should take 123, 120, 4. 70 feet, 10 inches. 70 times 12 by 10. It's supposed to be 84. 84. No ways to go. I think of that 26, 25, 26. 37. Hey, look at that. 38. 39. 40. It's working. Ah, so cold. Nice. Look at that. Huh? Water. We got water. This is one of the main reasons why we got it, is because you can just connect your garden hose here. Now we're pressurized all the way up here. This is back pressure now from our pressure tank, which is on. The pump's on right now, so I'm not going to run it, but this check valve came with it. Clearly I've got a little bit of water coming out there, a little bit of air as it back flushes his hose. And so now all I have to do is pump, and I can pump right in to the pressure tank. And now everything in the house is completely operational without having to run any extra hoses or anything like that. It's all right here. So I am super excited about that. This is supposed to be its normal position. I'm gonna consider where I want to take the handle off or leave it on. Looks like it's pretty easy to take off. You got those brass bushings in there that you can just pop off if you wanted to, and you can leave the mounting bracket on. But anyway, it's all on here. It is really easy to use. One finger, and you're pumping water. The one finger pump, really super easy. Your wife, girlfriend, your kids, everyone could use it. Very simple. Got the water coming out here. Obviously, if you're going to fill a huge pressure tank, it's going to take a little bit of time, but the alternative is no water. In your normal bathtub, toilet, bidet, all those things. So I am super excited, super happy I got this done. This has been one of those things I've been waiting for. This has all the check valves and everything in it, so air can't get down in there. You're supposed to leave this up for that exact purpose. It wants to go there naturally too. Well, there it goes. There. Naturally, I guess, is a relative term. It's installed. Looks really good. Super happy with it. Hopefully we never have to use it, but if we do, it's here. And we're ready to rock and roll. Every now and then, it says about every week, you're supposed to come out and just give it a pump or two. You don't have to do the 80 pumps every time. It should just be a few pumps because the water will just slowly go back down. But if you haven't used it in a long time, you'd have to do the full prime again. So, hey, thanks for following along. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell so you get notified whenever I put out new videos. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. And if you really like what we're doing, you can check us out on Patreon and help us out there. In the meantime, this is The Real Martian, out.